Hi to my fellow Steemians. I thought I'd do a quick video because I've heard a few people having issues of how do I post images on Steemit, and it's not obvious. It's not like some other social sites where you've got an upload button. When you click on the picture, the image here, it wants a link. So your image has to be stored somewhere on the internet. Now there's lots of ways you can do this, and I'll just demonstrate a few that I've used that may be useful to you. So a common one that people have is a Dropbox account. Now if you put on your Dropbox, you will have a public folder. I've got a couple of subdirectories, and one of those is a Steemit directory. So if I want to upload a file, I can add files here, and then you'll see on each file it's got a share button. So let's find a suitable image. Don't know what that is. Okay, we'll share that and copy that link. If I paste that into Steemit, okay, I get an image. Easy peasy. Right, so that's one way to do it. Let's look at something else. A lot of people might have a Google account, so Google Photos is very useful. Problem is there is no, I mean, if you select an image, there is a share here, but it doesn't work very well. The link, so if you copy that link, I don't think this will actually work. But we'll see. You see, okay, where's my image? No image. Let's try it again. So there is a way to do this. If you right click the image, you've got copy image address, not copy the image, and not that URL up there. Copy the image address. Now that will be, if I just put it in here. That is a horrendous link, but it works. You don't have to worry about that. So if you paste that in there, and there is your image. It's actually pasted it in there. There is stuff you can do if you fiddle around with the URL there. You can actually change the size and stuff, but I won't go into the details of that. If you're not sure if an image is going to work, because if you're, say, you come in here, you go back to this page, and say, oh, I'll have this image. I copy that link and paste it in as a URL. Okay, that works fine. But if you go to, so I'm using Firefox here instead of Chrome, where I'm not logged into Google, if I post that link, it doesn't work. It wants you to log in. So you do have to do the right click on the image and get that image address there, and then that will work. Okay, so those are the main ones, well, two of the ones I use. I know some people are using Steemit. I've tried to create an account on here, and I went in and I never got the email to confirm it, so I haven't used that. I just thought I'd try it, but didn't work for me. The other one I use is a thing called Keybase. Now Keybase, if I go into the main page, it's a way of confirming your identity using your encryption key. This is very geeky stuff, so if you're not into this, you can ignore this part. Dropbox or Google Photos, they work, and they're the ones I use. There's others available. If you've got access to a web server, obviously you can do that, but then you'll know what you're doing there. What Keybase does is actually you use your encryption key to encrypt a message and store it on various things, like on Twitter, that's GitHub, Reddit, that's actually my Coinbase, I think, and my own website. And that proves that you own those sites, because only you could create that encrypted message, because you own that particular encryption key. And it has some various tools in here. There's a command line tool. You can do encryption actually on the site. I've got some invitations on this site if you want one to have a play with it. But the other service they are offering recently is a cloud storage thing, which is a Keybase Pub. And what you got on there, so you see you've got Keybase Public Steve C, that's my name that I use everywhere. And in here are lots of image files. So if I click on one of these files, there is an image. Not a very good one. Let's have a look. Better one. there's a better one. And I can then, you see that link is actually, copy the link address, and I can post that as an image. So that's another way I've got them. What useful to me is that folder you're seeing is actually synchronized by an app to my local drive, so I can just place files in there. And I've actually got a bit cleverer with it, is I've got a script, so I can take an image from somewhere else, run it for that image, and it creates a file in here and gets me the link that I need to post into Steemit. I've written about that in a post, so it may be useful to someone else. It's very special to me, but if you know a bit of Python, you could hack it to your needs, and that just makes life easy. The only thing with this is I can only really use it on my home machine because that's where my encryption keys are. But when I'm elsewhere and I want to post, I generally use Dropbox. But I find Google Photos useful because I've got masses of photos of all sorts of things in there. And if I want a photo, say I want a photo of a cat, I can just come in here, and it's very clever. It will find pictures of cats. Because it is obviously important to not to use images that you don't have a license for. So the other thing I was going to say is, if we go back to Google, so say I want an image for a post. The other thing you could do is say, right, I want a picture of a whale, because there's a lot of talk about whales on Steemit, and I go to images. Now there's lots of images here, but most of these will be under some license and you won't be allowed to use it. But if you click the search tools button here, you get a usage rights option, and you can find images that are allowed for reuse. There's other options there. If you consider it's a commercial use, then you can choose those. You might not be able to use some that are only labelled for non-commercial use. Anyway, my place I tend to go is Wikipedia. So if you go to the page of that image, which will actually be a page where it's used, if you can find that one, okay, it's one of these, whatever, that one. You click on the image and go more details. Now what you'll get here is that every image on Wikipedia has its own page, and you'll see here you can actually get that image in different sizes. So if you only wanted a small one, you could copy that link. That one out. And then you've got an image. And what I would normally do, I mean, I'm not sure if the license of Wikipedia actually allows you to link to their images directly, but what I'd do is I would include a link to this page so that people can find the original image, because that is produced by on here somewhere. It's called the license details, but you can see somewhere who actually created that image, and then people can find them and they can get credit for producing the image. So that's several ways to get an image onto Steemit. I'm using the editor here, but so if you want to use Markdown, it will work to know the codes. So you do that, and then you put the link in brackets, and you'll see here on the preview, there's the image. So I hope that's helpful to someone. Upvote it if it was, and leave me a comment if you liked it, or if you've got any other comments or on alternative ways to share images. The idea is to help people out, because I know it's a bit intimidating when you start on Steemit and you don't know how to do these things. I'll just say the other thing people post obviously is YouTube videos. So if I go into YouTube, find a random video, whatever. All you need to do actually is copy the link address of that video, which is what you get if you go here. And all you have to do is post that link, and that Steemit figures that out automatically. So that's easy. There are other things you can do in Steemit, but I won't go into those at the moment. But, I think this, you've just got images there. And I hope that's helpful. Thanks for watching, if you did. and I'll see you around Steemit.